What's been going on, man? Bill is out for the next 3 games. Kuzma has been, got the fan votes to be an All Star team. Um, and you guys were kind of on a losing streak, but you split the game with the Bucks. You won one, then lost the other
No.
one.
Yep.
But I don't want to get too much into what you guys been going through. I'd rather you talk about that first before I say what I have to say. So, Tomo, go ahead and unload on your Wizards, man.
Man, one of the most inconsistent teams in the NBA. I mean, I know we're gonna have a segment about the Heat, so we probably gonna sound the same with these two. If I told you that the Wizards haven't won over 50 games since the 1979 or I mean 1978 1979 season, would you believe me?
I would not have believed that. I would could have sworn that at least the Gilbert Arenas Wizards have won at least 50.
Hey, if someone in the comments can prove me wrong, but I know I read a little fast sometimes, but when I was looking, that was the only season. And I think that was the only season that we won a championship.
Oh wow, were y'all the Bullets back then?
Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
good to you.
But prior to the holiday weekend, they were on like a 9 to 10 game losing streak, and then more people started coming back. More people started getting healthy. Then they started actually shocking people. Remember on I think the episode before the last one, I told you we took down all three of the Jordans in 1 week. We took
That's
down
facts.
Sixers, Kings, and Magic. So I mean, they found their rhythm just a little bit, and more people are starting to be like, well, maybe Tommy Shepard and and Wes Unseld kind of got this thing, kind of got this thing going. But true Wizards fans know you can't put the wool over our eyes. Um, Bill still getting hurt. He just can't stay healthy. Like I don't want to rag on a player when they're trying to get themselves back together, but sometimes when you get this prone, when people label you injury prone, see, told you, 78, 79. Man, that's when Largo wasn't even a hospital. That was the Magic Johnson Theater. That was really the Cap Center.
Dang.
So right after that, but look,
I'm
man,
sorry.
everybody just gonna keep, keep coming. But Bill right now at this point in his career, to me, he talks more than he actually shows up on the court, and it's it's unsettling for a team or a franchise when you're like you're the franchise player, then you just came off of your other franchise player dealing with the same thing. It's always nagging injuries. But one thing I will say about John Wall and possibly Bill is the fact that they play through some of these injuries. Like we don't know. Like John Wall literally had to go through like 9 surgeries in the off season because he was just playing through stuff. But let me get to my good man Tommy Shepard, right? Hey, Tommy Shepard, we had a chance in the all season to get Donovan Mitchell. We didn't have a chance to really talk about that, but Donovan Mitchell just did some immaculate stuff, right? I think it was 71. Was it 71 points or
Yeah.
61? One of those two.
Oh yeah, 71, 71. He put up
71, 71 with 11 assists at that. So imagine if he didn't pass the ball.
balling.
Man, he probably would have broke Kobe record. But we had a chance to get him. And the rumors out there say that the Wizards didn't want to give up Rui Hachimura, Kyle Kuzma, and maybe that number one, that first round draft pick that we had. So you think about that package deal for Donovan Mitchell, right? Then you come and you fast forward to like maybe 3 weeks ago where they were trying to trade Rui for Jay Crowder. Something like this team, it just don't add up. Like you could have had Spider, but yet you was gonna give Rui away for a microwavable pizza. Them $5 or less pieces, the ones you get 5 for 1. That's what the Wizards was willing to do. It don't make sense. Now think about the mindset of somebody like exactly Javon. Like he been balling lately. Like since that's came out, Rui's been on one. He had like 2 or 3 games where he averaged over 30 points. I mean, where he scored over 30 points off the bench, and he was shooting over 50% from three in like maybe 5 of them games. He's definitely a hidden gem. However, I don't know if it's the coaching staff or it's just the environment around some of these players that we do get. Because again, this goes back to my "You're Done" son, where I named all of the list of players, and half of them you all were like, "Well, who is that?" And who is that? Anybody out there watch college basketball? Y'all tell me about Johnny Davis. Y'all tell me what he's looking like. I mean, maybe he was like that in college, but the fact that he's on this Wizards team, it's non-existent. They sold us a dream, y'all. What they need to do now in this point of the season is they're not going to pay Kyle Kuzma because they don't really have the money to pay him. Porzingis is looking like he's going to stay healthy. Let me knock on wood to make sure that that's happening. And he's balling right now. So you have Bill and Porzingis that you need to build around. So that leaves one final piece, a point guard. If you're not going to be able to keep Kyle Kuzma, actually, there's been rumors that say Kyle Kuzma is talking about leaving anyway. Like, he don't even want to be here anymore. And once I read that, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense because you could see it in some of the games when Bill is back. You can see that he's not the focal point of the offense, and he just goes MIA, right? The fact that he does that when he first got here, where he was like, I love everything about the Wizards. He was like that team leader. He was keeping everybody involved. You know, the morale of the franchise was just up. So when you see Kuzma out there and you know he can go for 20, he was like, bet. But when Bill showed up, the offense changed again. But you got to respect it because Bill is a franchise player. So you like, well, he's a franchise guy. They're going to center it around him. Okay, cool. That's one. Porzingis shows up. Now you knock me into the third option and maybe sometimes the fourth because if Rui's in the game, you want Rui to get buckets. Now that's a fact, though. That in the fashion.
We got some good food up here in the DMV.
Man, good food, good women. I mean, that's why everybody get caught up, right?
Facts.
But with this team, this franchise right now is in dismay. They got to figure out the real route that they want to go. Like, you can't keep promising a championship and then rolling out this roster that you give us. Like, right now on paper, this team, it can compete because the way the East looks, we probably can compete with some of the teams. But now Brooklyn's back on track. Milwaukee may get on track whenever all of their starters show up. I'm gonna let you talk about Miami, but I still think they're a powerhouse at some sort. The 76ers. You still got the Bulls who possibly could shake things up with a trade. Boston is still looking good. I mean, the list goes on. Right now, we're currently 11th in the rankings. Probably looking at a play-in if we keep playing the way we're gonna play. But you can't have nights where you have two players just have Hall of Fame nights. Like, did you know that two players dropped over 55 in the last 2 months on the Wizards? 2 to 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 80. Then Giannis did it last night.
Oh man,
something not right, man. But as a Wizards fan, I mean, it's fun going to the games. You know, you get some free food if you know some people. Then you just enjoy the environment. But
say who you know. Let me go to the games so I get.
I got lucky one time. But as a Wizards fan, man, right now we're all in a state of funk. Like we see them winning. We have our high moments. We definitely have way more low moments. Right now, my optimism level is like a -8.
-8. Ooh.
Yeah, man.
I guess when it comes to that, I guess Miami's a powerhouse. I'm not that low on Miami.
I mean, because at least when Jimmy show up, Jimmy gonna show up. Remember the other night we was having a conversation about Bill, and I guess two people were saying Bill versus Donovan Mitchell at one point. It was a debate. Right now, it's not looking like it. Donovan Mitchell went to Cleveland and showed up. He didn't want to be in Utah that last season, and he still balled out.
Mm-hmm.
When you see Bradley Beal in situations he don't want to be in, you get memes of him pouting. So
that's a fact. So now that it's my turn to kind of sort of talk about the Wizards. So I'm just going to talk about the last month games that y'all played, and you know how I think y'all have been playing as of late, as the holiday weekend came around.
The Wizards do need to go in the doghouse. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they won 5 of their last 6 games, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now.
I'll do the honorable mention for you.
But in the last month, these are the teams the Wizards lost to: the Hornets, swept by the Lakers, swept by the Clippers, Pacers, Bulls, Nets, Nuggets, and the Utah Jazz. Teams they beaten though, they swept the Suns, beat them both times. And like you said before, you beat the Kings, the Wizards, the 76ers, and the Magic all in the same weekend.
That's my championship right there.
And man, and just like you said, the last two games, you split the last two games with the Bucks. And the thing is, when y'all won handily. You won by beating by 23.
Giannis wasn't there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it makes sense. And then, then the Bucks won by 10 because Giannis played, put up 55. So, I don't think I really need to say much because you said everything you needed to say about the Wizards. You're right. Some of the players I don't even remember some of the names you said from that time. I just know that when they tried to offer Rui and another player, I think it was another player, and maybe
it was Will Barton.
So they tried to trade Will Barton and Rui for someone who hasn't played a game this year. And I don't think Jay Crowder has even averaged 10. I don't think he averaged 10 points last season.
Nope. I don't think he did that. Nope. I think his best season was with Boston.
Yeah, and I think his best playoff was when he was with Miami, when we went to the finals in the bubble. Other than that, what has Jay Crowder really been?
A poor man's PJ Tucker at this point, right?
Exactly. You pretty much say that because you see how that's pretty much it. I mean, Bill has been hurt a lot. He's been hurt every single season. You can almost count on it. It's like AD. It's like some way somehow he's gonna get hurt.
Dang, is Bill iPhone 2? Yeah, iPhone 2. Man, I didn't think we had an iPhone, man. That's just the Lakers.
You got two glass players right there, man. one injury away from just being broken down all the way.
Man,
but one thing about iPhones, you can always take them somewhere and get them fixed up.
We need to upgrade.
So I don't know, but that's pretty much how that goes for the Wizards. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see much from y'all. I do think that it would make more sense to run the offense through Kuzma because it runs more fluidly with Kuzma. Team Riley's more around him. It's kind of sort of like the Taylor Heineke situation. If you think
that's the prime example. That's it right there.
Because and the crazy thing is, I know we're talking about basketball, but I gotta say this about the Commanders. Why are you starting Sam Howell? That's what I want to know. I guess you want to see what he looks like for the last game of the season, but I don't know. I feel like this is a bad time to do that. But I digress.
I think I know why they're doing that. But like you said, this is basketball, but they're doing that because everyone's out of here after the next year. So they're just like, let's just anybody play. Go ahead. Have fun.
That makes sense. I don't see how Abramovich keeps his job after what he did. Yeah. I think it was just inexplainable to not know that your team could be eliminated.
That's true.
That's stupid.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.